They say in the music industry, signing with Beyonce and Jay-Z is the ultimate dream, a golden ticket to superstardom and fame. But what if that dream is actually a trap? What if those glittering contracts come with hidden chains, scars, and secrets no one wants to talk about? Today, I'm going to share the story of a female artist who just signed with the most powerful names in music and then broke down in tears, warning the world to be very careful with what they sign. Because behind that success story lurks a dark, terrifying truth about evil bloodlines, deep-rooted families, and forces controlling the industry, manipulating artists, and destroying lives. This isn't just gossip or conspiracy, it's a raw, exposed reality from someone who lived it. Listen closely, because this is a warning you can't afford to ignore.
Please don't fuck me over, bruh. Please don't fuck me over, bruh. I literally begged that man, bruh. On the Bible, man, I begged that man and his wife not to do me like this, bro. And they literally turned around less than 48 hours later and did me exactly how I wish that they didn't, bruh. And it's like, if I don't speak up and I don't tell my story and I don't shine light on this, bro, it's gonna be people still signed to them that can't get out of these deals because people be scared to speak up. And I'm getting DMs and texts from fake investigators and people trying to call me and tell me that they know where I stay. I'm getting told that these people are part of a bloodline and I gotta be careful with the attorneys that I'm dealing with.
This story is not just about one artist's struggles. It's about uncovering the dark underbelly of an industry many dream of joining, yet few truly understand. It's about the cost of fame, the loss of freedom, and the exploitation hidden behind contracts that seem golden on the outside but are designed to entrap and manipulate. What this artist reveals challenges everything we think we know about the music business. At its highest levels, it raises difficult questions about power, control, and who really benefits from the success of emerging talents. She was once a rising star with a voice full of promise. And when Beyonce and Jay-Z extended an offer, it seemed like a dream come true. But as she soon discovered, signing that contract was not the answer she had hoped for. Instead, it was the beginning of a harrowing journey, a descent into a world where the lines between support and control, opportunity and exploitation become dangerously blurred. For many, Beyonce and Jay-Z represent the pinnacle of success. They have built empires that span music, fashion, business, and culture. Their influence is unquestioned. To be associated with them is often viewed as a stamp of legitimacy, but behind that glossy exterior, this artist uncovered something disturbing. She talks about being isolated, her creativity stifled, and living in constant fear not of failure, but of losing herself completely in her most vulnerable moment. She recorded an emotional video where she broke down, revealing truths she had kept inside for too long. She speaks directly to the camera, eyes filled with a mixture of pain and resolve, urging others to carefully read every line before they sign anything. She warns that once you give them entry, they take more than just your music, they take your autonomy, your voice, and in some ways, your soul. What's chilling is her description of evil bloodlines, a phrase she uses to describe generational families and hidden groups that have long controlled the entertainment world behind the scenes. These are not just business entities, but deeply entrenched dynasties that manipulate the industry's machinery in ways that most artists can't even begin to see. She says these bloodlines work through layers of contracts, influence, and psychological pressure that keep artists under their thumb, making escape nearly impossible. At first glance, this might sound like something from a conspiracy thriller, but similar ideas have circulated in industry circles for decades. The difference here is the first-hand testimony from someone who was on the inside and is now courageously exposing the manipulations and dark forces at play. Her message to aspiring artists is clear and urgent. Don't be blinded by fame or money. Understand what you're signing up for. Know the people you're working with, because the industry, for all its glitter, can be a trap with few exits. She also talks about how initial support from legendary figures quickly evaporated, replaced by pressure to conform, give up creative control, and accept exploitative terms. She describes the heartbreaking moment of realizing she was no longer viewed as an artist, but as a commodity, a product to be controlled and profited from without regard for her well-being. This isn't an isolated story. Many artists over the Years have spoken out about abusive contracts and being taken advantage of by powerful labels. However, few have gone as far as naming the systemic forces behind these abuses, forces she calls the evil bloodlines operating beyond the public eye. To give more context, the music industry's history is riddled with examples of small, powerful groups controlling much of what gets produced, promoted, and monetized. From the big record labels of the past to the major conglomerates today, a handful of families and corporate interests have maintained tight control over the industry's flow. Investigative reports and insider accounts have often hinted at the interconnections between influential families, business alliances, and industry gatekeepers who make and break careers in ways invisible to the public. These bloodlines are said to operate with an almost unfathomable level of control, shaping not just artists' careers but the culture and narratives we consume. While some dismiss these claims as conspiracy theories, it's undeniable that the industry has a history of exploiting artists and suppressing dissenting voices. What this artist does is pull back the curtain a bit further, showing how deep and personal these power struggles can be. Alongside this, she details the devastating psychological impact these experiences had on her. The isolation, loss of control, and relentless pressure led to anxiety and depression. She felt trapped in a system that prized profits over people. The trauma extended beyond the music, it seeped into every aspect of her life. Mental health struggles are a sadly common theme among artists in the industry, and her story is a potent example. The emotional burden of compromising your identity and being controlled by unseen forces is heavy, and she urges the industry and fans alike to recognize and support artists' well-being. Her breakdown was not just a moment of personal pain, but a call for systemic change. She wants artists to be educated about their contracts and their rights. Legal counsel should be a must, not a luxury. She also encourages creating strong communities of support beyond the industry's often predatory environment. Her experience shines a harsh light on just how vulnerable artists can be when they enter deals with powerful entities that may not have their best interests at heart. The industry romanticizes the rags to riches story, but often ignores the fall from grace that many experience. She also points to how fame and success are weaponized. Once you're caught in their orbit, the desire for validation, the fear of losing opportunity, and the weight of public expectation can make it feel impossible to speak out or walk away. It's a complex web of psychological and contractual bindings. So what can be done? First, aspiring artists need to become savvy not just about their art, but about business and law. Understanding contract language and seeking trustworthy advisors can prevent falling into traps. Second, the music community should push for transparency and reform, demanding fairer treatment and ethical practices from labels and management. Finally, stories like hers need to be heard and amplified to break the silence surrounding these issues. Awareness leads to empowerment, and empowerment is the key to dismantling these harmful power structures. We are at a pivotal moment where technology and social media give artists more tools to build careers independently. This shift could challenge the old guard, the so-called bloodlines, and usher in a new era of artist-driven creativity and ownership. But vigilance is crucial to ensure progress, not just change in form. Her bravery in speaking out is inspiring, but it should not come at such a personal cost. The industry needs to protect its artists like never before, not just as assets, but as people. If you or someone you know is navigating the music business, please take her warning seriously. Fame comes with risks that go beyond what is visible. Don't rush contracts or offers that seem shiny without fully understanding the terms. Protect your creativity, your voice, and your mental health. The journey to fame is never easy, but it shouldn't require sacrificing your soul. Thank you for listening to this important story. If you found value in this, please like, share, and subscribe so we can keep having these important conversations. And remember to stay informed, stay cautious, and above all, stay true to yourself. Until next time, *.